Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Self-Love Lifestyle. I am your boy T, and on this episode of Self-Love Lifestyle, we're going to be talking about how to become your greatest hero. Yeah, that's right. On today's episode of Self-Love Lifestyle, we are going to be talking about how to become your greatest hero. If you're new to the channel, feel free and subscribe, and if you do so, please hit the notification button so that you can be notified when I come with another exciting upload. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, we are in a series that is called Learning to Love Yourself is the Greatest Love of All. This is episode 3 of a series entitled Learning to Love Yourself is the Greatest Love of All. So if you're new to the channel, you may want to go back and check out episodes 1 and 2, because episodes 1 and 2 is actually, episode 3 is actually a continuation of episode 1 and 2. This is a series entitled Learning to Love Yourself is the Greatest Love of All. Now, also if you're new to the channel, you go back and check out the last 2 episodes, you will discover that this series was actually taken from a song by Whitney Houston entitled The Greatest Love of All. So if you go back and check out the last 2 previous episodes, episodes 1 and 2, you would have discovered that this series is taken from a Whitney Houston song entitled The Greatest Love of All. Now, episode 3 is a continuation, and episode 3 is how to become your greatest hero. Now, let's discuss this. How to become your greatest hero. Now, again, taken from the song by Whitney Houston entitled The Greatest Love of All. Whitney Houston says in that song, and I quote, "Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I've never found anyone to fulfill that need. A lonely place to be until I learn to depend on me. I've decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'd live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity." Now, let's stop right there. In episodes 1 of a series entitled Learning to Love Yourself is the Greatest Love of All, we discovered that we must learn to love ourselves. But in order to learn to love ourselves, in episode 1, we've discovered that we must first discover who we are within. We must first discover the beauty we possess inside. In episode 1, we learned that as kids, most of us were not taught about the beauty we possess inside. In episode 1, we also learned that in order to love yourself, you must rediscover the beauty you possess inside. Now, in episode 2, we discovered that after discovering the beauty we possess inside, we would now have to reconnect with our innocent child. You see, after we discover the beauty we possess inside, we also reconnect with our innocent child. In episode 2, we spoke about and we learned how to reconnect with your innocent child and how important it is to reconnect with our innocent child. In order to love ourselves, we must discover the beauty we possess inside. And in doing so, we will reconnect with our innocent child. This is very important because after reconnecting with your innocent child, you will become one with Source, one with God, one with the source of all things. When we reconnect with our innocent child, we take on a sense of purity again. We become one with the all. Right? We become one with God. Now, here's why all of this is so important when we're talking about self-love. Because in the song, The Greatest Love, sung by Whitney Houston, Whitney Houston says that everybody is searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I've never found anyone to fulfill that need. A lonely place to be until I've learned to depend on me. Which brings us now to episode 3, how to become your greatest hero. This is very important. Episode 1, learning to discover the beauty you possess inside. Episode 2, reconnecting with your inner child and how to reconnect with your inner child. And episode 3, how to become your greatest hero. And all 3 of these episodes so far goes hand in hand. And I'll explain it to you. When we discover the beauty we possess inside, we discover exactly who we are within. Right? When we discover the beauty we possess inside, we discover exactly who we are within. When we reconnect with our innocent child, we are now going through a process of going within and removing everything out of our lives that are no longer serving us. Anything that is hindering us from becoming one with our innocent child, we must go through a process of removing that. When we start to reconnect with our innocent child, this is exactly what we're doing. We're going through a process of death and rebirth. We're going through a process of removing everything out of our lives that no longer serves us and replacing it with the things that do serve us. Now, here's why episode 3 is so important. How to become your greatest hero. You see, in life, we are taught to look outside of ourselves for support. We are taught to look outside of ourselves for someone to look up to. We are taught to look outside of ourselves for someone to admire. Now, don't get me wrong. While there's nothing wrong with admiring people or admiring someone for their qualities, while there's nothing wrong with this, it is so important for us to search deep within ourselves, reconnect within ourselves until we reach the point to where we become our greatest hero. You see, the hero that most of us look for, this savior that most of us are looking for, this person that we're looking for, whether a friend, whether a lover, whether a family member, no matter what it is, this person, this thing that we are looking for to save us is inside of us. The person we were looking to redeem us, the person we were looking to save us, was with us all along. This hero that we're looking for to love us, this hero that we're looking for to save us, was with us all along and was inside of us all along. Whitney Houston said that everybody is searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. She said, I'd never found anyone to fulfill that need. A lonely place to be until I learn to depend on me. See, this is how you become your greatest hero. When you don't look outside of yourself for anyone to love you. When you don't look outside of yourself for anyone to care for you. When you love yourself enough to the point to where people's opinion of you don't matter. What people think of you don't matter. You become your greatest hero when you discover the beauty you possess inside. When you discover the beauty you possess inside is when you truly discover who you are. And when you discover who you are, there is no more limitations to you. When you discover who you are, There's no need to look up to anybody. There's no need to look for anybody's approval or support. When you discover who you are, you become your greatest hero. When you discover the beauty you possess inside, you reconnect with your innocent child. When you reconnect with your innocent child, you then take on the process of death and rebirth. You start a process of removing any limitations from out of your life. Any false belief, anything that is hindering you from growth, you start to remove these things out of your life. Now, this is a process of elimination. And this process is not easy. For many of us, this process is very difficult because it causes us to have to face our shadow selves. It causes us to have to face our egos. It causes us to have to be one-on-one with our true self. So in order to reconnect with our innocent child, it is a process of elimination. But we must go through this process in order to discover the beauty we possess inside. Now, after discovering the beauty we possess inside, and after eliminating all the obstacles that are causing us and are hindering us from growth, after this process has been done, we start to discover that we are our own greatest hero. When you start to eliminate the things out of your life that no longer serves you, you start to become a better version of yourself. This is such a beautiful process because when you begin to become a better version of yourself, then you're the only hero you need to look up to. See, when you look back and you see from whence you came, when you look back and you look at what you once was to what you are now becoming, then you become the only person that you need to look up to. When you start the quest of becoming the greatest version of yourself, then you become the only person you need to look up to. You become your greatest hero. Whitney Houston says, everybody's searching for this hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill that need. A lonely place to be until I learned to depend on me. When we learn to depend on ourselves for comfort, learn to depend on ourselves for love, learn to depend on ourselves for moral support, then we become our own greatest hero. This is how we become our greatest hero. When we do the work of eliminating everything out of our lives that are no longer serving us. When we do the work of understanding the beauty we possess inside and realize that within every one of us there's a burning light. There's a light within every one of us that is yearning to come out and shine. Each and every one of us possess the light. We are the light. When we understand who we are, when we become that light, then we become our own greatest hero. There's no more need to look outside of ourselves for a savior because I am the light. You are the light. He is the light and she is the light. We are the light. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never find anyone to fulfill that need. A lonely place to be until I learn to depend on me. Whitney Houston says, I've decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. We must reconnect with our innocent child. We must discover the beauty we possess inside. We must do our due diligence daily to get rid of any false belief, any limitations, and anything that's hindering us from loving ourselves to the utmost. When we learn to love ourselves to the utmost, after doing the due diligence of becoming the greatest version of ourselves, then we can look ourselves in the mirror and become our own greatest hero. When we look back from whence we came, when we look back at all our sorrows, all our fears, all of our anxieties, all of our fear of rejection, fear of not being loved, when we look back at what we once was to who we have become, then we can truly look ourselves in the mirror and become our own greatest hero. I've decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. But if I fail or if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. I'm not living my life because mom wants me to do what she wants me to do. I'm not living my life because society says that this is the way to go. And if I deter from that way, society's not going to accept me. I'm not walking in anyone's shadow any longer because I've done the work on myself. You understand what I'm saying? This is what you and I will both say when we discover the beauty we possess inside. This is what you and I would both say when we reconnect with our innocent child. This is what you and I would both say when we do our due diligence to become our greatest version. There's no need to search for the hero any longer, for I am my greatest hero. When I become the greatest version of myself, then I become my greatest hero. I've decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. So no matter what they take from me, whoa, they can't take away my dignity. The greatest love of all was always inside of me. And that is the message for today. In order to become your greatest hero, we must, in episode 1, reconnect with our innocent child. In episode 2, let me say that again. In episode 1, we must discover the beauty we possess inside. In episode 2, we must reconnect with our innocent child. And in reconnecting with our innocent child, we must go through the process of elimination, of removing every false belief and everything out of our lives that are no longer serving us. When we are done with this process, we will discover that we will become our own greatest hero. I will become the person that I look up to because I know from whence I came and I know where I am today. And it was a fight. It was a struggle to become my greatest version. So I am no longer looking outside of myself for someone to look up to. I am no longer walking in someone else's shadow. I want to be like Mike. I want to be like this one. No, I want to be me. There's only one me. That is what makes me unique. There's only one me. Let me embrace my uniqueness. There's only one me. Let me be my greatest hero. Self-love lifestyle. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. But when you fulfill that need for yourself, you will become your greatest hero. And I guess that sums it all up, guys. I guess that sums it all up, and that is our message for today, how to become your greatest hero. If this message was of any benefit to you, go ahead, like, comment, and share. You still have time to subscribe. I will appreciate it if you do. And if you do, please hit the notification button so that you can be notified when I drop another exciting upload. Again, I am your boy T. This is the channel Self-Love Lifestyle. And until we meet again, learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. Self-love lifestyle. Peace.